What's up, Instagram? What's up, YouTube? Zoom, everybody. I'm Yogi Chris, founder of Ninth Limb Yoga, historian and captain of IMC Nation here at Eden in Las Vegas. And we have a beast camp at long last happening in Las Vegas this weekend with AZD. And as all things, it's contextualizing who you're learning from, why, and what's the big deal. So here's a guy that's been a player as long as I've known about him, heard about him, seen him on YouTube, Facebook, and by evidence with beautiful women in the background and noticeably seductive communication, like it's real, like you hear it and it makes sense. It's not like somebody out there like a dating coach saying he has women or gets women or showing a picture of a model and him taking a picture or whatever, but you hear the women in the background of his videos and how he relates to them, and it all makes sense. The flirtatiousness, the seduction, the playfulness, the rapport and the love. And that was 10 years ago that I noticed that. And he's been in it and world champ since then. And I lived with him 4.5 years. And legit, he had many, many girlfriends, super fine, came over, did this and that. And long-term relationships, and he's teaching the guys, and the guys get it. And I, as the minister, head minister, let's say, of IMC Nation under AZD, noticed that worldwide, it's a really bad situation for guys. Like they don't know what they're doing. They are molded to their jobs and not to the real purpose of what they're here for. They're not here to get women, but their life is being sacrificed to the machine, the bigger machine. And AZD steps in with a whole philosophy compiled and put together to take a man who is in any condition in life and show you how to reshape yourself so that it's so cliche to say become the best version of yourself. AZD's claim to fame is not that he's the best version of himself, it's that he's the most attractive man on earth. You know, by measure of the women. In his niche in the jungle, which is everywhere he goes, no man outdoes him with women. Quality of women, quantity of women, everywhere he goes. And he goes places where some of the most beautiful women in the world are. He may not be on a yacht somewhere, getting country club girls, but debatably they're not hotter. And if you're going for model, dancer, exotic kind of girl, that look, that sexuality, that demeanor, maybe you want her as wifey, you want her behaved well, but that's the archetype, what she looks like. AZD is the king of that on earth. And so his process of living, his daily lifestyle process, is a template to his existence. How he done it. It's not a foreign idea to most people that you become your habits. Like whatever habits you have, you do them over and over and over for a long time. You become the embodiment of that. Like if you have the habit of waking up early, then that results in a certain kind of life versus the habit of sleeping in all the time, a different kind of life. The habit of eating Twinkies, one kind of body. The habit of eating tuna, another kind of body. And it's not always positives. Everything has its pros and cons for the most part. I'm sure something doesn't. Something's all con and something's all pro. But there is an optimization of this thing that you can perform better. And it's just what are you measuring in your performance? AZD measures it with game. I measure it with game. Now you might look at, well, how many relationships do you have? Okay, well, I'm down from 5 to 1. And watch what happens. Watch what happens in this next era. After Messengers training, after a fight center opens and I'm teaching yoga, I'm like a eagle and we're walking through the woods and we're on a trek, a bunch of jungle cats and wolves and bears, and I'm an eagle. I'm made to fly. So open up a yoga studio or somewhere where I could teach yoga and then watch me plug in. And then watch what happens with game when you have something that plugs into the body, the mind, and the business all in one union. So his process of living is very exact and at the same time artistic, meaning creative. You innovate, it's organic. And there's a lot to it, which is why I'm really considering offering a lot of past camps as bonuses. I have to consider that some people have paid $1,500, even more. I mean, originally, people that did the Beast camps, that when they happened, it was like, I think it was $4,500. It was more because it's a compilation of other kinds of camps also. So it's around $5,000 of camps that got compiled and put together for a $1,500 bundle of the best lectures. It's like 47 lectures or something from AZD on his process. And so there's a lot of details and nuances, principally like how to use your imagination in a way that elevates you and makes you more and more uniquely you, more and more you, which makes you much more powerful. You align with a nature in you by the way he transmits the philosophy and the activity, and you do the activity. It's a beast process. But oh, what happened with? I just realized I wasn't live on this other app here. That's ridiculous. We're gosh darn ridiculous. Oh, somehow it closed out. IMC base one's been missing out. And you know what? I didn't copy the title. For once, I didn't copy the title. There's my ethics. I'm gonna go ahead and copy the title this time. Uh, AZD camp this weekend. Let's not half-ass it. Misspelling, fix it. Stay on your prestigious ethics. Copy, add, live. Okay. IMC Base One, welcome. You're just joining us because it shut off the live a moment ago. We're talking about AZD Beast Camp. It's a camp, a training, 3-day training, 3 to 4 hours a day from 10 a.m. until 1 or 2 p.m. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The regularly scheduled classes are not happening. It's a beast camp. In those 9 to 12 hours, he will transfer his most upgraded, up-to-date system of wake up time, morning routine, daily routines, evening routines. But more than that, it's a code to experiencing life from a man's perspective, like changing your motions, changing everything, changing your posture, changing how you shower, how you view so many nuances and subtleties in everyday activities that will take you out of your universe, your way of seeing things, and into a more natural beast universe that nature's laws are very reliable, the physics of nature to be in that beast universe. And he's proving it by matter of fact of his life, the evidence of his life. It's a daily process that you become your habits, is what I was saying before. And when you change your habits, you change your destiny. I mean, every little habit you change is butterfly effect going to change your destiny by the end of your life, no problem. So when you change your habits to be mimicking or similar to AZD's habits, which resulted in the number one player on earth, just a grassroots guy with a grassroots martial arts academy that learned pickup, had a bunch of other special lineages that he had learned acting and communication and these things. But the martial arts business guy who found pickup plugged it into his life and exploded and showed that it's just the physics. It's just the physics of life. It makes sense. Survival, replication, this and that, that and this. But now, what is he doing off camera? What is he doing when he's not at the martial arts academy? It's a process. He actually has been doing it for many, many, many more years than he's been teaching it. He just divulged it in COVID. And then it evolved. It evolved rapidly. As any teacher knows, as you share it with the students, there's a feedback effect and there's a personal evolution and introspection that happens in the process of transmitting it, and you evolve. Then you see the effects it has on other people and you have more understanding of so many things. Who knows? His level of mastery of it, but that's where it's at. I can tell you from my perspective before I got to go because Chica is coming. Looking for a drink. Ah, I left the water bottle downstairs. If you have any questions, think about that because I'm going. You can type it out anytime. So where I'm at now is on days off, I beast in the morning, the following morning. On days we go out, we get home too late, man, and it'll fuck with my body and my performance in a way that I haven't mastered that yet, and I'm okay with that. So I have an alternative beast process that I was doing for a long time when we were going out 7 nights a week. It was no question in my mind. I wasn't doing the beast process in the morning. I was doing something else. Meditation. I was doing things about it. I just wasn't doing exercise. So there's a way I go about it on days that we go out the next morning that has to do with fasting, which burns fat in a certain way. Because as everybody knows, I eat a lot and I'm fit and I exercise very little. Even when I do on days, when I do the calisthenics in the morning, there's a way of doing it that can intensify it and shorten it to get maximal results if you're just going for optimizing your life. Get the most of everything you can, specializing in what you need to, and getting the best of all worlds if you can, so to speak. So on alternative days, when I wake up later, half an hour later, it makes all the different. My beast process is half an hour plus recovery max in the morning. So that goes to an afternoon routine, which takes about 12 to 15 minutes. And it's amazing. That is an evolution of it. Now, how mindfully I use imagination, that comes down to how thoroughly you've studied the beast process, AZD's beast process. And the Beast Bundle is great for that. There's a whole evolution of it there. That's also from 2020, mostly in 2021. A little bit from 2022, I think it was, maybe 2023. A recap kind of thing, which is great. You hear in the recap from Origins lecture, there's a synthesis, a great synthesis, and an upgrading in language to be able to explain it. But then when you hear in the quantum leaps, is the language explodes in evolutionary terms. It just leaps forward. Like the viruses of today would completely conquer the viruses of 400 years ago. Everybody would die to today's viruses, even if they had immunity to the 400-year-old viruses. The memes, the ideas, the philosophy of AZD now defeats his older philosophy. And the AI infusion in his teachings exploded his grammar and vocabulary around these ideas. And that amplifies your imagination and gets you vividly seeing the jungle aspect of the teaching. But that's not the whole teaching. It's a stoic warrior, urban fighting, shape-shifting warrior, beast, monk. So it's all those things. And beast is part of it for sure. Stoic is part of the beast, but stoic is also something else because beast doesn't have virtue like that if it was just pure beast. Like there is a stoic there. And so, do you guys have questions or thoughts on the beast process? Because this is a wholly new and innovative coming out. Since the quantum technology and the AI has come about, AZD's vocabulary around this stuff is really enhanced, and you only need to tweak a few words. The difference between like a good poem and a great poem and a great poem and a just timeless poem is probably not that many words. Maybe if we're talking like a completely new poem, it'd be totally different words. But if you were just working with the same poem, you might be able to move around a few words in a creative way. That's not that many changes, but makes a big effect on the aesthetics of the art. And that's just a poem. AZD's Beast philosophy, the way to take any darkness and transform yourself into a very powerful, adaptable, capable version of yourself. It's quite a thing when you have an at-home process that you can develop yourself. Like there's a development to the man that you are supposedly you should be anyway. If you're not, then you're fucking up. And many of you are fucking up. You should be better next year than this year. Maybe not day to day. There's ups and downs, but week to week or month to month or definitely year to year, you should be getting better. I mean, maybe your body deteriorates a little bit at some point, but really it should be an improvement. It doesn't have to be worse overall. Aesthetics, range of motion, health, something, awareness, like there's some way to improve, and you should improve on everything that matters, including relationships. And AZD proves that relationships depend on character. And so, how do you improve your character? He has a system that's been codified and verified from a lot of different lineages, from the prison systems to the mind self-development masters of the world, to the martial arts and the warriors who are world champions and the world's greatest in those systems, in addition to AZD systems, because it undeniably is the best seducer and player on earth. So if you want a player's lifestyle, a lifestyle that's sustainable, that's alpha, man, I don't even want to use that word, but there are other players who maybe there's a few on earth that get really fine women, but they're undisciplined and they're not developing their character in that way. They still have age-old characters from when they were younger and less mature. Yo, my guy, NG, sure. I have 10 minutes. Why not? Can you request it? I think you have to request it. Look, we have somebody joining the call. So this is AZD's Beast Process Beast Camp. It's this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, online. I think it's $513 or 569 or something. $500 basically. 9 hours of tech for how to run your life and change your life in a way that you just are going to be more attractive. And I know I've done his beast trainings before, and I'm very interested in what the guy jumped off the call, what the newest rendition of how he explains these things. Because it doesn't take much to notice that AZD, the guy you guys watch on these accounts, heavily tattooed, bald, I train with him. He comes here every morning. We go out. There he is. Oh, you were trying on another channel. I see. Uh, He's a very hard character, has very high standards, and that's what makes the multiple relationships work, which is what, at the end of the day, everybody's studying AZD for the multiple relationships. Some people don't know that he has multiple relationships with tens, but that's his claim to fame. That's why you listen to him. His charisma and his wisdom about whatever we put out comes from that. It's validated by that. Maybe it doesn't come from that, but it's not anything that takes away from the relationships. Most guys who have expertise in something, they have an expertise in a way that makes them dorks, nerds, or somehow low value to women. They're not attractive. They have to use their money to get the women because their character is not attractive. Their money's attractive, of course. I did, bro. I accepted it, but nothing happened. Accept. I thought I accept. Maybe I didn't. So that should be happening. If it's not happening, let me know. Okay, so dude is joining. I gotta go in 5 minutes. Let's see. There he is.
Yo, my guy.
This the guy from Dubai?
Yeah, bro. How you doing?
I feel good. What's up with you?
I'm doing really great, my guy.
What time is it there?
It's actually 5 a.m., bro.
Are you just getting up or you been up all night?
Shit, man. I've been all night, man. I've been grinding. I've been doing my shit. I've been seeing the AZD. My guy changed our life, man.
Oh yeah? What have you seen?
Actually, keeping the reels, man. After you were having that, I don't know if you still remember me,
Yeah, I do.
but like, yeah, so I was checking his reels and how he was talking about like internal like stuff, and I was checking your account, man. You're like a PhD expert. I don't know what you do, man. Yoga, something like that.
Yeah.
So I was checking you guys out, man. Crazy stuff, man. Really crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's legitimate, man. I'm a philosopher. He's a philosopher. And we've looked at this thing called game. And, he's very, very successful with beautiful women for a long time. And he's completely changed my personality and character in the game. I'm still the same guy, that nerd that was a wrestler, that was a jock, that was a Boy Scout, whatever my history is. And I developed in a way that, like, man, everybody, most people know that women love a confident guy, a guy that has certainty, that knows what he's talking about, and this and that. What most people don't are not conscious of is that there's a character that embodies certainty and confidence. The character is different than the communication, I'm confident, or the communication in a confident way. There's a character that's different than communication. And every other teacher on earth is teaching communication, how to get the girl or something like that, but they're not teaching character. Not at all. Not at all. And AZD is only teaching character, and my character in the game is so different, but not because he told me to do this or that. He just showed me things I was not aware of and I would change. Like this weekend, I have to go. I was just talking about the Beast Camp. He's teaching a Beast Camp. It's been like 3 years, 2 or 3 years since he's taught a Beast Camp. It's 9 to 12 hours. It depends how long, but it's at 10 a.m. Pacific, which would be, like 10 p.m. your time. And Friday, Saturday, Sunday, this weekend, it's $500. It's about 10 hours of teaching. He's teaching his daily routine and how he uses his imagination during his routine, the morning routine, the daily techniques, basically how to live, and the nighttime routine. His whole process, he calls it, his AZD process, and how it's a way to form yourself and shape yourself into a player. But it's built
Yeah.
on discipline, wake up time, but some very creative things. There's only like five or six hard and fast things. And then the rest of it is how you use your imagination to break free of your chains and your blocks. And you become
Yeah.
much more dense, like you have more gravity, which means attractive. So it's a daily system to become more attractive. I
Yeah.
recommend joining. If you want to learn anything from AZD and you're appreciating these free reels, this is the most
Yeah.
current, most up-to-date advanced training he's given, and it's this weekend, and it's his daily process. So it's not like your process is going to take 10 hours to do. It's 10 hours for him to explain all the little things. Just like if we were going to play a 5 minute song, we could spend an hour talking about the song. So he's teaching for 10 hours about a process that only takes a little while, but you develop, you actually change into a more developed, more masculine, powerful, adaptable, capable version of yourself, less
Mhm.
emotional, more calibrated. You'll learn his art of shape shifting, which is a way of seeing from other people's perspectives that calibrates your communication. So you change how you talk to people because you instantly see more from their perspective. And that's how he's so influential. And remember, it's the girlfriends are the testimony. It's the multiple tens for many, many, many years, plus new ones, that validates it's a daily process that makes you that kind of a player.
But I remember he mostly get those girls from strip clubs, man.
That's not
Like
true.
that's
That's not true.
yeah,
Yo, it's not true. No, it's not true. Because I've lived with them. I train with them every day. I live here in Vegas with them. That's not true.
and most of them like they have tattoos and all of that.
Well, that's true.
Oh, yeah,
But you're not going to find any man who's winning at the game like him. So you can go
that's
with squares because you're kind of a square like that. And that's fine. But
yeah.
you need to be comfortable around a guy like that and not
Yeah.
judgmental. Otherwise, he's going to take your girl from you. Because your girl, even if she's square like you, she's attracted to him because he's
How do you
edgy.
know?
And it's
How do
not
you
because
know?
of the tattoos. The tattoos are a reflection of his edginess. The tattoos don't make him edgy. He's got an edgy personality. You don't have to be an edgy personality. You don't have to get girls with that kind of personality. But you have to remove the judgment about it and recognize that AZD's mastery of women and the game is for every man on earth that can handle it. It has nothing to do with tattoos or the kinds of women he gets, because he gets among the most beautiful women around, and
Yeah.
half of his women are not strippers, and so that's invalid. They're just regular girls that you could meet as a regular girl, and but they're fine. And you are denying yourself the number one game on earth that actually works with male female dynamic. Otherwise, start name dropping who else you think is better, and let's look at it. Because if he's the
Really?
best, if
Do
he's the
that.
best,
Actually, actually do that.
I'm waiting. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Guys, like, oh, is the craziest dating coach I ever seen, man.
Who?
Like Scissor. Scissor, the dating guy.
Fizzer? How do you spell that? Like, just like,
ING. That guy's the goat, man.
I don't think I spelled it right. How do you say it?
Can I see your screen by any chance?
No, can you just say it again?
Yeah, CZ I'll type it for you, man.
Or just say it, bro. I'm right here.
Yeah, this guy. Caesar of dating. Yeah, this guy. And basically, you know what I actually noticed? it's actually not about like what you say and how you act. I feel like the most common thing what I noticed is actually courage and confidence. That's it. We buy confidence. That's why men are lacking confidence. That's why when they buy those programs or they buy from those mentor people, it's actually they're buying their confidence. That's it.
That's not
That's what
it.
I actually
That's not it. No, it's not. That's what you've noticed. Okay, but that's fine if that's what you know. That doesn't make it true, but that's what you've noticed. Why do you think this guy is a goat, bro? This guy is a square. Where is his chicks? I don't see any chicks in any of these videos.
you can go to the story, you can see his posts, he posts chicks, and like it's not about like how many chicks you have, it's about
Yeah, it is.
like yeah, it is true, but
Okay,
like
so why'd you say it's not?
it's
It's about stats. You got to have stats. So if you don't have tens for 10 years,
they're not actually showing all of the girls they have.
yeah, but they don't, that's because they don't get girls very well. They fuck chicks because they're rich and handsome and famous, but they don't get women. They don't understand women, and women don't stay loyal to them because their characters are weak. They're just little boys with a lot of money and toys, which is great. He's super beta, bro. If you had millions and millions of dollars and you don't have chicks around you, you're so pathetic. What the fuck are you talking about? You don't understand game. You told me last time that we were streaming about your weird relationship, and you're very immature in the game. Tristan Tate and Andrew Tate, and they like, no, not impressed. You're missing it. This guy that you're talking, the czar of dating, is nothing. This guy is a square. He's a total square. Yeah, bro. No, you're not seeing it. You're a young man, 20 years old, that's never met this guy, never met AZD. Whereas I've met the greatest pickup artists and the greatest dating coaches on earth by reputation. And AZD is so much better than all of them. And when I look at this guy and I can tell in his movement, his facial expression, so much about how soft he is, so much about how he'd be chewed up by women of value. He would be used, but he's not even that wealthy or successful. I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, there's nothing going on. You don't have to be wealthy and successful to get women, but I'm not seeing women and I'm not seeing wealth and success. That's great that he's crushing it, but nobody's really listening. He's not an authority on women. He's an authority on whatever he did to make money. That's what he's an authority on. But on women, he's still a noob. No, I'm just looking up the czar of dating. It says czar of dating. Well, that's only relative to you because you don't know anything about women. You don't know anything, bro. You're compared to you, yes. But you said he's the GOAT, and he's not. He's weak and pathetic compared to AZD. The GOAT means greatest of all time. The GOAT means greatest of all time.
That he has mostly like women's all around him. Like even though he's like, I don't want to say it not to seem rude, so it says he looks like that, but he's still pulling. I gotta salute that motherfucker. Cause how is he pulling 5 chicks?
Because he's the best, because he's got the greatest game on earth.
Finding him attractive. That's
Because he has the greatest game on earth. That's what game is. Game is women find you attractive. Game means game. Listen. Game means women find you attractive and they want to get with you. Women fall in love with you and want to be with you forever. That's game. So why does AZD have so many girlfriends that are tens? Because he's got the best game on earth. And anybody else you're watching is not as good. Unless you can name them, go ahead and name them again. But I just looked at this guy. No, I said it's about game. I said it's about game. I said it's about game. Why are you asking if looks matter or not? That's a retarded question. Let's be honest, you don't understand game. You need game. You need to learn game from AZD. Yeah. When are you going to start?
not that good looking. So it's like always the guy who has good looks and he has game, right?
No, no, that's you. You're insecure. You're very insecure about your looks, and so that's why you think that. No, you're very insecure. You're very insecure about your looks. You're insecure about your looks. So,
When I was having like good looks, wouldn't they give me a chance? I bet they would give me a chance.
why don't you bet $500?
I would bet you fucking 10K, bro.
Okay, no, but bet me 500. Bet me 500.
500?
Yes.
Me pulling up to their chicks and not stealing AZD chicks?
Yeah.
I can do that.
Okay.
Definitely.
When do you want to start? Start by this training this weekend. It's $500. Because you're talking nonsense, bro. You're weak and pathetic at game because of what you've explained to me. What you've explained to me. What you've explained to me. Listen, what you explained to me about your relationship, the last call, and what you think about this really pathetic guy called the czar of dating and thinking he's the greatest on earth. You have zero understanding of game. You really don't know anything about what you're talking about. You don't know anything about women, and you're misjudging the situation completely. You need a lot of help, bro, because you're in a really bad condition with women. No, I'm telling you, you're in a really bad condition because you're very not self-aware. I'm telling you, you're not self-aware at all. And you're not listening, you're thick-headed, and you would be very impossible to be with as a woman. Women hate you, bro, because you are very, very difficult to communicate with. You're thick. You're very thick. You're not with me, but you're not with me because I already answered your question multiple times and you keep asking it because you don't want the answer. You don't want the answer because you're thick. You're thick and you're difficult to talk to. Now, my girl is waiting on me, and I'm not going to keep talking to you like this. You need training. You need training. You have to go to imcbase1.com. Anything else, you're a failure. You're a failure at game. Anybody else can think I'm harsh for saying it, but I know when I'm communicating with you that you are so thick and so lost about game. The only way that you are ever have real character with women is if you learn from AZD and stop all this other faggot bullshit, learning from all these other faggot bullshit coaches. You got to get your head out of your ass because you're worshiping the wrong people. Not that you need to worship AZD, but you're learning and adoring the wrong teachers and learning the wrong shit. And your character is getting worse and worse and worse because the fact that I had to repeat myself 3 times, you still kept asking the same question even though I gave you the exact answer to your question, you're not here to get better yet. So that's why I have to call you all these names and tell you this so that you either wake the fuck up or stop coming to my stream. If you want to get better, you need to learn from AZD, and you start by going to imcbase1.com. Pick anything, you'll improve. If you want to know what to get, message me and I'll tell you what I think I would recommend for you. But it's on the profile, imcbase1.com. I have to go, brother. My girl is waiting. I can't keep talking. So go there, look at it, message me if you still have questions. Os, everybody.